Being stuck with your fat loss is frustrating. We've transformed hundreds of lives at this point to help them build a strong, lean physique. This is exactly how we help them break out of their fat loss plateau when it inevitably happens. Now, the first question I usually ask is, have you been adherent? Adherent should mean 95 to 100%, meaning you're barely slipping up throughout the week, just for the sake of this example. Now, let's say no, you're aware that you've been slipping up, you've been eating out a bit. Even if you're making good choices, that doesn't mean adherent. If that's the case, you need to fix that first, because adherence is king here. Now, let's say you are adherent and you're like, Derek, I'm confident I'm doing the right things. My next question is, how long have you been stuck for? If it's only 1 to 14 days, I don't actually call this a plateau or that you're stuck. I think it's more so just a case of needing to give it a bit more time to see how it plays out. Now, let's say it's above 14 days. My next thing would be to look at your waist and your photos. If your waist measurement is going down, or let's say you're fitting nicer into your clothes and the photos are improving as well, I would say, hold on. Just because the weight doesn't go down doesn't mean you're plateauing. At the end of the day, most of us are here to actually see improvements in our body composition. So waist and photos, really good indicators. If they're improving, don't change anything, follow the plan. Now, let's say, no, nothing's improving, you feel genuinely stuck and you're fully adherent. The next thing you do is basically go to make some adjustments. Now, there's a few things that we can do here. The first thing is naturally just reducing the calories coming in, how much you're actually eating. I'd usually reduce it by about 5 to 10% depending on where the deficit is at or where the calories are at right now. See how that goes for another 7 to 14 days and then reassess. Now, let's say the calories are lower than you'd like. The next thing you could do is simply just increase the calories coming out, your expenditure. So this could be increasing your step count, increasing your cardio sessions. It could also be increasing by an extra session if you really want to. I'm not a massive fan of that one, but another one I didn't write down here is playing some sports and just being out and more active, because that's really what fat loss is. It's how much are you expending every single day and also how much you're eating. This gap between the two, that is the deficit. So if you're increasing your calories coming out, decreasing the amount you're eating, it constantly creates that deficit to keep the fat loss going. But let's say you're in the case where you actually lost a decent amount of fat. You're starting to feel quite run down. You're also starting to feel like you're quite food focused. You're just having a hard time sticking to the plan, even though you're muscling through it. If that's how you're feeling right now and you're feeling stuck too, this would go to what I do next, which is increasing calories up to maintenance. And what it really does is give you a psychological and physiological relief from the extensive dieting that you've been doing, because naturally, the more weight you lose, the longer you're in a diet, the more symptoms of diet fatigue will naturally accumulate. Maintenance, wherever that is, you'll have to figure out for yourself for about 1 to 2 weeks, and then see how you feel. See if you start feeling better and you start feeling a lot more motivated to push through again. And then you can go back into a deficit and see if that sort of kickstarts the fat loss again. And then you go through this entire process until you hit to your goal.